Good evening, Twitchers. It is the evening now because we are recording the podcast.
It is.
Hooray. How are you today, Spooky?
I'm pretty good. Pretty cold, but good.
I just really got had to put the heating on. Not through my own
Did the snow
volition,
happen
because
over there?
Mary makes me. You heard her last night come in saying turn the heating on.
Yeah.
Wasn't happy about that.
It's so cold.
Please, sir, please put on the heating for the pool.
Yeah, maybe we should
No.
cut this part.
Put on a fucking jumper now. It's such a typical male response from me. No, put the
Yeah.
jacket on.
No, it was like a middle-aged father's response.
Oh, yeah. I just want to check, is that the new Discord link? Yes, it is.
Ooh.
And then...
Okay, everybody come join our new Discord.
Yeah.
There's a link.
We'll say it in a minute, right? Shall we start the lovely podcast then?
The Lovely Doubly podcast.
The lovely jubbly? Yeah. Right, I think, yeah, my only chat's on. Cool. Right, you ready?
Yep.
Hello and welcome to PBTC Talking on the Couch, our weekly podcast where we talk about myths or truths, stupid laws from around the world, and the latest tech news. If you watch all the way to the end, remember to check out our other channels. So we've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Discord. There's a new Discord link and it's currently on the chat. It will be on the Twitch chat. I have changed TikTok and I've changed YouTube to show the new Discord link. So if you are going to join it, go on there, and also YouTube, which I've also changed that link because I realised that the link in the chat wasn't actually, it missed the letter basically, which it should
Why
not.
do we have a new Discord link, Lance?
Why do we have? Because you deleted it.
Right, yeah, it was me, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so feel free to check out our other channels. So this is Talking on the Couch week 12, I believe. 12, that's 3 months.
12, yeah. That's a long time.
Jesus, that's 3 months.
Yeah.
Mate. There's a lot of people that don't even live till that age. Anyway, shall we get started? Wow,
yes,
let's keep it light, shall we?
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Not go into a depression spiral.
Let's do the first segment. So this one is laws from around the world. My laws today are going to be in the UK laws. I decided to go with UK. Spooker will also have 2 laws from around wherever he wants to have them from.
I went for Italy this week.
Sorry, I'm going to cut this bit out of the podcast. There's just a load of people just ran past the window screaming. Are you out there blowing stuff up?
What? No, I'm sitting beside you.
Cool. For those of you who are listening, this video is on YouTube. For the full podcast, there's still people running around outside the window. No idea what they're doing. They're just literally legging it. But anyway, yeah.
I can't see anybody out the window.
And it's behind us, like facing the city, but there's no one there now. Anyway, yeah, so Sporker, what are your laws for this week? Well, just the first one.
My first law is, Mr. Lowndes, my first law, in Milan, a city law requires locals to be constantly smiling or risk being fined.
I know this one because I was going to say this one as well last week and chose not to.
There's 2 exceptions to this law. One is for people attending funerals and the other for people visiting hospitals.
Ooh.
Otherwise, everybody else has to be smiling.
What about if you're studying dog poo?
You have to smile about it.
I would not be smiling about it. I'd be looking for the dirty bastard that let his dog do that on the street. Like in the UK, this isn't part of my law, but in the UK, it's actually the law that you have to keep dog mess bags on you at all times if you're walking the dog. People don't realise that's a law.
No, but that's just common sense. How are you supposed to pick it up if you don't have them?
Exactly. That's why you have to have them. So if you're studying it in the street, it's because somebody has broken the law. So you should collect a sample and hunt him down with a very specific set of skills.
Yeah, that would involve DNA sampling every dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, these people are still... They're actually... I'm going to have to turn the camera.
There's nobody outside on my screen.
There is on mine. It's 2 people that just keep running backwards and forwards. Watch the Twitch live stream and you'll see them run past in a minute.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
There he is.
They're
Look,
up the swimming pool now.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe having fun.
They're playing TIG outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, ignore them. So yeah,
Yeah,
there
so
are.
everybody has to smile.
I can understand not having it at funerals because, like, oh, your mum's dead, smile, say cheese. You kind of be a bit difficult.
Or
What
you're
about if
visiting
you?
somebody terminally ill in hospital. You just
Yeah,
arrive in smiling.
hi. What about if you've just walked into your wife, like, in bed with somebody else? Have you got a smile?
Yep. There's only two exceptions, Lance. I've given you the two exceptions.
Just the two. No, no more. That's it. After
Yep,
that.
that's it.
So,
Nothing else.
so if you want your
If
husband
your
or if you want
if
your
your
partner,
animal gets run over in the car in the street by a car, you have to smile.
what about if let's think. What about if someone's just full on kicked you in the balls?
Yep, you
You
have to
just gotta
smile while you're going down.
you got to grin while you can't breathe. Like,
Yeah,
What about if you're having a heart attack? You smile as you go down.
yeah,
You're like, yep, I'm dying, but I'm happy about it. Yeah, that's
yeah. But I think that would probably count that you're going to be a visitor in the hospital.
you're probably on your way there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, could do, yeah.
Or you're going to be at a funeral, one or the other.
Yeah, I think it counts under both actually. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's one or the other. You're not going to get away with not going to either of those two places.
yeah. I did actually look. I was going to say that one last week, but I decided not to
Yeah.
because yeah. So it's in. You said in Milan, but I think mine said Italy. But
Yep.
in Milan, there you go. Do you want to say your law again?
In Milan, a city law requires you to be smiling at all times,
Good old Milan.
or you could
Um,
get a fine.
the people not looking at me, I just took my thumbs up for no reason. Uh, just yay, good old
But
Milan,
I've
thumbs
seen
up.
like on the news and stuff like little clips of like Milan Fashion Week,
And
and
people don't smile in that.
they don't smile at that. I've never seen anybody walking a
They're
catwalk
like,
smiling because you'd look like a fucking weirdo. That's why.
yeah, watching them is like watching someone take a photo in the 1800s.
Yeah.
There's no smiling allowed. It's it's against the law. Oh, we're both in the same. Anyway, yep. So there we go. Right. That's Milan. No, you
That's
have
the
to
first
smile.
law.
You have to smile at all
Yep.
times. It's even when you're asleep. You got to sellotape it to your sellotape your cheeks to your eyeballs. Okay. Right. As I said, my laws were UK laws. So the first law is the Madhouses Act of 1774, and this is still a thing today,
Okay.
restricted property owners to one in speech bubble in speech marks, one lunatic per residence. You had to apply for a license if you wanted to start a collection.
Okay.
A collection of
That's
lunatics.
some interesting terminology.
Yeah, I've only read what that's the Madhousing Act of 1774, so they wouldn't have
Yeah.
had this cultural appropriation at that time, really. So basically, if you have one person that's declared mentally ill or is it mentally insane, I should say, not mentally ill, because that covers a whole different category. But mentally insane, you're only allowed one in the house at any time.
Cool. That makes
So
sense, really.
I don't know. I think Mary would be on her way to prison, and I spoke about this to her earlier actually, because I'm a nut job, she's a
Yeah.
nut job, and the dog's a
Hmm.
nut job. So we got
That
three
is
there.
true. Yeah, but there's
It's,
probably houses that like don't have any lunatics in them, so it'd even out.
I'm not sure it. No, because it's one lunatic in inverted commas per house per residence. So it's not an averaged out type of thing. It's not per capita. It's one. You live
And
there.
then
You're allowed
and
one
then you
nut
have
job.
and then you have to get a special permit if you want to go and like collect them like Pokemon.
Yeah. You have to get a license.
Cool.
It'll be like you can go to the store and buy like your AK-47 and your lunatic at the same time.
Your lunatic is
Here's a gun.
your
Here's a
lunatic
lunatic.
license.
What could go wrong? But yeah, that's an actual thing, and I'm pretty sure that's still that's never been amended. I should say in the UK, so it's one of those old laws that still exist today. But I don't think anyone would
Hmm.
enforce it. Saying that actually, because I worked in care, and if there are more than one person that's mentally insane, that's been declared mentally insane by a qualified practitioner, generally
Yeah.
speaking, they tend to go into care. They don't stay in the residence.
Yeah.
So maybe that still is enforced technically, but
Maybe,
Hmm.
and especially if you've got more than one.
I'm not. Yeah. If you've got two, oh, you definitely. I bet nowhere would give you home insurance, would they?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have anyone that's mentally insane in your home? Yeah. Or what about if your house burns down
Maybe.
and they say, well, you're both nut jobs, you didn't declare it, so we're not giving you any money. But we didn't say, we didn't know we were nut jobs. Yep, you're a nut job. That's the way it goes. But yeah, so that one is the Madhouses Act of 1774, which restricted
I'll
property
remember
only
that.
to one insane person per residence. Right.
Calling the
Well,
police on you right now.
is yours 999 over there, or is it 911, or is it like 111, or
911. We're not America.
I don't know if you kept the same.
We have two over here.
This
We have
isn't part.
999, which is the original one that we
Yeah,
had, same as the UK, because it obviously came from that, from when you
yeah.
tried to own us. But we also have the European one now, and the European one is 112.
We have that over here. That's all over Europe. I know. We had it from when we
Yeah,
was part of the EU. We've
yeah,
also got the non-emergencies crime number, which is the
yeah. I use have
11-digit one.
111, not just.
No, 111 is for healthcare advice. So if it's not an
Okay,
emergency, you don't need an ambulance. You could ring 111 and they will give you advice on what to
okay.
do next, or that it takes some paracetamol, take some ibuprofen, anything like that. That's for healthcare. 112 is the police. That's and it's also you can press other numbers on the phone as well. So if you're trying to get hold of the emergency services, that whole do you remember when the phone went all the way around to 9 and then you had to wait for it to go all the way
Yeah.
back? And then when it was like that, it was actually this isn't part of my myth or truth. It was a myth that he did that. You could also just hold it on zero because the phone didn't start on
There's a guy.
zero. You could just bring it to zero
Yeah.
and hold it there, and it would also ring the emergency services.
There's another guy running by outside the window.
Yeah, there's a few.
Weird.
They haven't stopped. I think you've blown some up out there.
Maybe they're running a little marathon out there or something.
It's a charity run.
Yeah, a
There you
fun run.
go. Go
5K.
on, then. What's your next law? Because there's people listening
Okay.
to this that can't see what's going on out there.
In Eboli, I assume that's a place in Italy.
In where?
Lovers can Eboli.
I genuinely thought you said somewhere else there, that disease.
No, no, not that. That's a different thing.
Yeah, go on.
Anyway, lovers can be fined as much as €500 for getting their groove on in a car.
Yeah, when you say getting their groove on,
Having sexual
co-
relations.
co- co- yeah,
Coitus.
coitus, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
But
I
also,
believe that's
this is
called
from the
dogging.
same country that there's another city which has parking spaces in car parks specifically for young people to have coitus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's this
So
city?
in some cities,
Where,
dogging is allowed. In some cities, dogging
It's
is
just
not allowed. That's my
where's
takeaway
this
from this.
where's the city that's allowed again?
I don't know. It doesn't say where
Yeah,
the ones are
let's
allowed, but
not
there's.
let's not
Yeah,
advertise
yeah,
that on the podcast.
yeah.
And it's also against the law over here and in Ireland. You know, it's part of public indecency.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's definitely still against the law. But hmm, I've known friends that have said that they've done it in a car, and I
I can't work out the physics of it.
I can't either. What? How you just wouldn't be comfortable. Your legs would be
Unless you had a
like
giant
up in the
car,
air. Yeah, your
like a
legs would
Rolls
be.
Royce with like big back seats, and you
Well,
stood
I've
in the
got an
back seats.
SUV, and it still wouldn't be big. I'd have to fold the seats completely down,
Yeah.
but then there's still like that bit that's going to be in your back. So you'd have to bring in a mattress, and at that point, you might as well just gone to the bedroom.
And what about a camper van?
Would that doesn't count as a car though, does it? It'd be like saying, what about a caravan?
Oh, so you're allowed to do it in a van then,
I guess so. Yeah, if you're in a van, that'd be
or a jeep?
a Jeep. Would a Jeep like the Land Rover Defenders, or
Yeah.
because they're quite big in the back, aren't they? Really?
Not just that particular brand of jeep. I'm talking jeep as in a catch-all
Well,
phrase for all sort of
I, I,
four-wheel
I
drive off-road vehicles.
thinking about it in my head. I'm wondering if it's just things that you can't pull a curtain over.
I
Like
don't know. You can pull a
in
curtain on a
caravans
car.
or in vans, you can normally put the curtains over the windows, can't you?
Yeah.
So no one can
So
see
it's not
inside.
really yeah, it's not really public indecency at that point.
Yeah.
It just
But
looks like the suspension might be a bit broken on the van.
someone's got a bouncy castle in there.
Those
It's a,
people are playing tennis.
it's a caravan of clowns. Um, That's way too quick of a tempo for it. Oh, you'd
Yep.
be knackered. But yeah, I'm just wondering if it's just where they cut. But then you can put curtains in cars as well, couldn't you? I guess.
Yeah.
And then that's a difficult one. Viewers, let us know. What are your thoughts and
Yeah.
opinions?
Or you could have like that one, like in Titanic, where the hand goes on the back window and it's all steamed
But
up.
yeah, the steam stops you from seeing anything decent.
Yeah. And they
Ah,
were in the hold of a cargo hold of a boat.
yeah, it's not really public. I'm pretty sure people aren't supposed to be down there.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think that it ended well for them anyway. Karma caught up with them.
no. Over here, there's a trucker called Dave the Angry Trucker. He's got a YouTube channel. Um,
Okay.
he's
Hi,
done stuff in
Dave.
America as well. You might have heard of him. I don't know. He's from North. I can't remember exactly where. I think it's like York or something. But he tells a story about how when he was doing a 2 day run, so he goes somewhere and then comes back. He
Yeah.
parked up in the truck lay-by, and he could hear someone just going for it in the truck next
Yeah.
to him because they had the windows rolled down. So he just had the slapping sounds. Would that count as public indecency?
Could be. Could be.
Because
Probably is.
I don't know, because if he's got the curtains drawn over and
Mm.
it's somewhere that people are supposed to be sleeping, like they're not supposed to be looking at his truck cab bounce. Would it be like in GTA where the cars sometimes bounce off the small doing?
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, right. Gonna move on. So the next law is my law. Okay, I'm gonna go for that one because it's a quick one.
Okay.
So prohibit prohibit. You know, sometimes I can't say a word.
Yeah. This is one of those times.
Yep. Prohibition. Let's go with that.
Prohibition.
Pro. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm saying it for you.
Okay, say it again.
Prohibition.
And Inspections Act 1998. Detonating nukes is not allowed.
Sorry?
Yep, you're not allowed to
Was
detonate a nuke in the
was
UK.
there a problem with that before
Oh yeah,
1998?
all the time. Just walked out the street, nuke over there, nuke over there. Yeah, we're not allowed to. Like you would assume if someone detonated a nuke, that there would be someone would have some words somewhere, wouldn't they? That the police just look out their station window and just see a
Yeah.
mushroom cloud above a
You
massive
just go,
city. They go,
yeah, not going there.
let's it's a bit late to a fact. In fact, did you know if you can see a nuke going off, it's too late. You're too close. You'll die.
Yeah.
If you can hear a nuke going off, it's too late. You're probably going to die from radiation poisoning in the future if you can hear it, and it's
Unless
still
you're
going to
in a
irritate you.
lead-lined fridge.
But basically, the only way you can survive a nuke is to be nowhere near it. If you've seen it or
Yeah.
heard it, you're gone. That's literally it. That's how dangerous they are. Um, but yeah, in the UK, it's illegal to detonate a nuke. Just in case anyone's got some in the cupboard, like the back of
Yeah.
the cupboard with next to their coriander and their tin of tomatoes.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to detonate it. See, I saw that one and just thought that's a very strange law to have.
It's a
How
very
many?
specific law to.
And it's the fact it come out in 1998. But
Yeah,
not
it's not
not
like it even came out in like the 40s or 50s when
yeah,
like
not after
people were.
Hiroshima or
Yeah.
Nagasaki. No, 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 none of that. We're going to wait till 90. Probably took that long to get through Parliament with our parliamentary system. Only 50 years, lads. Don't worry, you're 50 years late, but it's fine. But yeah, so detonating nukes in UK is legal. There you go then.
Okay. And what sort of prison time does this attract if you do it?
Well, I don't think he'd survive it, but it didn't actually say, so I'm guessing a life sentence, really.
Mm.
Or multiple life sentences, depending on.
But you don't have to detonate it beside you.
Like,
Like
if
you
you
might
hit.
survive it. You might like set it off in London and
Well,
be
you
up
might
in
fly over on
Scotland.
a plane, like what they did before, because they survived. You just need
Yeah.
to make sure you get out the blast zone. Um, but yeah, I think
Because
it's
as
a.
we all know, nuclear weapons
Yeah, but
eject an
if you like,
electromagnetic pulse that disables all electronics in the area.
well, nukes do give off EMP, yeah, but
That's just what I said.
yeah, they do give off that. However, the chances are the area that EMP covers, the person next to that electronic device, they're making it. They're just going to become like a ooze on the floor, like in Power
Yeah, but
Rangers.
their phone wouldn't work then.
No, the phone wouldn't work now. So
They'd lose all their photographs.
you couldn't Google the law to say, is this against the law at that point? Oh,
No,
I need
no.
to tell someone about this.
See
But
something, say something.
I think the sentence would depend. If it's somewhere shit like Croydon or something, then probably not that long. But if it's somewhere
Yeah.
good, like the Lake District, where they filmed Star Wars, you're going down for a long time there. You're gone. Like, that's it.
What Star Wars did they film there?
The one where they're in the forest of, I
Endor?
can't remember, but the planet's called now. You know the one with the little Warwick Davis.
With the little what?
The little Warwick Davises. What are they called? My
Yeah,
mind's
the
gone
forest
complete.
moon of Endor.
That's the
Ewoks.
one. Yeah. It's was that?
The forest moon of Endor.
Yeah. Was that number 2?
No, the first one.
Oh, it wasn't the first one, was it? Endor.
What's the first one?
Was it? Viewers, let us know which one had the Forest Moon of Endor in it of Star Wars. Because
Could have
I
been the
know
first
that
one.
I know that they go back to it in the third, but no, because it's after Obi-Wan's dead.
It's the one where they blow up the Death Star. That's the rebel base.
That's the second one.
What happened to the first one?
Oh no, it's the third one. Because
No,
that's
they
the
blow up
Empire
the
Strikes
second.
Back, and then they have
No,
to
they
go.
blow up the second Death Star.
Yeah. So I think it's the second one.
Yeah, that's the one. The first one is the one where they're on the moon, and the Death Star is coming into range of the moon, and they have to try and blow it up by shooting the torpedo down the exhaust pipe. That's in the first one. The third one is the one where the Death Star is still being built.
Hang on, the Forest
And it's
Moon
got
of
the
Endor is a moon from Star Wars universe most famously featured in Return of the Jedi.
which
So
is the
that's the
third one.
second one, isn't it?
No, the second one's Empire Strikes Back.
And then what's A New Hope is the third
There's
one.
A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and then The Return of the Jedi.
Is it? Well, my mind's gone completely blank. I've got these on DVD downstairs.
Mm-hmm. And they've been out since the 70s.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. So we're ignoring the technical first 3. We're going to go with release. Order of release. Right. So it's A New Hope, and so it's the third one.
Yeah.
So not the first one.
No, the first one had a Death Star in it, but that was the one that was fully built.
But you said it was the first one.
That's because I got confused with which Death Star it was.
Yeah. That's
why because in the first one, the rebels are on
dead.
But the first one, the rebels are at the end of it when they're launching their attack on the Death Star. They're on a forest moon.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the Forest Moon of Endor.
Endor
wasn't that? No, it's not Tatooine, is it?
No, but it's not Endor.
No, it's not Endor. But I didn't say it was Endor. You said it was Endor.
Who's Endor anyway?
I don't know, but he's a really nice guy. Anyway, let's move on. Myth or truth?
Yep.
The Forest Moon of Endor. Right. Go on then. You start us off with the. This segment is myth or truth. So this is where we'll say a myth or a truth, and the other one has to say whether it's true or false in their opinion, and then the person saying it will tell us if they're right or wrong. So, Sportcast, what's your myth or truth?
Okay. My first one. Is it a myth or is it a truth? A cloud weighs around 1 million tons.
Oh, you bellend.
Oh, is that one of yours?
Yep. It was going to happen eventually. So I reckon.
So you probably know this one then.
I reckon that's true because I reckon it has a volume of 1 kilometre tripled and a density of around 1.003 kg per mile tripled. That's a density of around 0.4% lower than the air surrounding. This is how.
That's how they float.
Yeah. I reckon it's that,
Yeah. That's basically right.
Yeah. I reckon it's true.
In or around.
I really hope we haven't gone to the same source to find these.
Yeah.
Go on then. Do another one. It's fine.
No, you just a second one.
Okay, right.
We'll do it in order. You
Okay,
do one
fine,
now.
fine. If a female octopus isn't in the mood for making baby octopuses, they just eat the male instead.
Um,
So tell him no.
I'd say that's true, but weirdly, isn't it if the male can throw his genitals at the woman and then just go away himself?
It'd be good if they could do that.
Like
Uh,
there's a species of fish or octopus or something that actually does that.
just throws their
They
testicles
just
at the woman.
take their and they just throw it, and the woman inseminates herself with it at her own
There is.
convenience.
Isn't that a shark as well? Is it a shark that does
I
that?
can't remember what it is. Something in the water anyway. Weird
Yeah,
ass
no,
little
I
thing.
think it could be a jellyfish or a shark or something like that,
Yeah,
but I
that's
think
why
you
the
are
water's
right.
so salty.
Yeah, yeah, but no, that doesn't happen in this situation. Basically, if the male goes, oh, it is true. If the male goes over and that's such a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like,
I,
I don't know. What do you think of her sitting across the bar? What do
no.
you think of her? Oh, yeah, you should crack it. You should go for it. No, dead.
oh, what happened to Steve? Oh, he got a bit frisky. She was
It's
our
just,
time of month. Steve's not with us anymore. He's
yeah.
unfortunately become part of dinner. Uh, like she just gobbles him there and there. Such a because female octopuses generally are stronger and bigger than the males. In general, I think there's some species where that's not true,
Yeah.
but so they would
A
overpower
lot of
the
species
male.
of animals, the females are stronger than the males.
Yeah, but it's the same with humanity half the time because well, they females in humanity are stronger than males until it comes to carrying the shopping in.
Yeah.
They're all doing any form of manual labour, not any form
Or
of labour,
defending
because
one's own honor.
yeah, but if a woman wants to defend their honour, get the man. No, my wife would kick the shit out of most people. She's scary. She's probably listening
And
to this going,
female
oh no.
bodybuilders, they're scary as well.
It's like surely the octopuses have been around longer than, or octopi have been around longer than mammals, let's say, because
I'd say, yeah, I'd
they've
say
been
they've
in
been around
these.
since the time of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, them mammals, dinosaurs. Um,
They're
but
reptiles, aren't they?
sharks were like one of the first creatures on the planet, believe it or not.
Yeah, they
One of
found
them
one of those
six
sharks that
hundred
was
odd
like
years old. Yeah.
400 million years old.
No, there's one
He was
floating
still
about
swimming
that's
around.
like 600 years old at the
Yeah,
moment
it's one of
near
those deep
Ice
water
Springs.
sharks, isn't it?
Yeah. But surely like the males would have developed some sort of evolutionary trait that they don't get eaten by the woman. And
Yeah,
surely that's like if all the women octopuses, female octopuses decide they've had enough of men for a little bit. Surely that would decline their population if all they eat all the men. But do you reckon afterwards they go, I think we've made a mistake here?
yeah, but they're probably not always not in the mood. Like,
I don't know if you met Mary.
Mhm.
Anyway,
um,
right, moving on.
yep.
Well, it's just it's married women, I think, that are not in the mood, and then before that, they're yeah. Anyway, go on, yours,
You
okay,
know.
before I offend half the
Okay.
population.
So giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people.
We did look at the same source, and it's true.
Okay,
I
carry
don't
on.
have that as one of mine. I remember reading
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I mean, it stands to reason considering
That's
that.
not really. Like between 1996 and 2010, there's only been 5 documented fatalities from lightning strikes on giraffes.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not getting hit by lightning. It just means that
No, but it's
some
just
might have rubber shoes on.
due to the population of the species being only just 140,000 during
Yeah.
this time, it makes for about 0.003 lightning deaths per 1,000 giraffes
I'll tell you something. A
each
zookeeper
year.
told me once actually. One of the reasons they kept getting hit by lightning and they've stopped doing it now is because when they used to tag the giraffes in like zoos and
Oh,
stuff like that.
metal.
Yeah, they used to put metal studs in them, in like their ears
Yeah.
or as like a necklace, so they were tagged and that attracted the lightning. I can just imagine the giraffe coming in, going, "Hang on, whoa! How
I'm
about I put some
surprised
metal on you
more
and stick your head in the clouds? Let's see how
I'm
you like it."
surprised more people aren't hit by lightning.
Oh, a lot of people are hit by lightning.
I know, but I'm surprised there's a lot more.
Yeah, there is 8 billion. There was a story actually in England, and I
But have
don't
you
know.
seen, like, have you ever looked up, like, online on, like, Google or whatever and just go for the lightning strike map?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Because your
Like,
national power grid has publishes, like, the amount where all the lightning strikes happen in the country at any time.
yeah,
And there's,
I look at mine all the
like, I
time.
was looking at the one for Ireland, and it's like, it's not even, like, thunderstorms or anything, there's just thousands of lightning strikes.
Yeah, I've got it saved.
Even, like, the middle of the day, like, in the middle
Yeah,
of the summer.
yeah, there's just loads of them. But there's a story over England, and I don't know how true it actually is. Someone just told me when I was growing up and things, and it's basically about a golfer that went out to play golf during a storm.
Yeah.
Already a bad start to the story. Got hit by lightning.
Hmm.
Recovered fine. He was fine because the shoes and insulation and all that sort of stuff. And then he went out and did it again and got hit by lightning again.
I've
He
heard that
he got
story
he
before. I
recovered.
think,
He recovered and then went back out again and got hit a
yeah.
third time by lightning. Because you just love playing
I
golf in storms.
I think that could be a myth, though.
I don't know. I'll have to look that one up for a later show.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those stories because it sounds like it should be a myth, but then you think of the stupidity of humanity, and you go, actually, that could be true.
But, like, that's fine if he likes playing golf in storms. But, like, most golf courses won't open during a storm.
No, but golf courses here open all year round.
Not during a storm, they don't, and when it's
Well,
really
not
wet
during
weather
a
because
storm.
they
They say don't go out
can't.
there. Don't go out there.
Yeah.
You'll ruin the grass, all right? And it's a lot of money to
Yeah.
sort this gas out. The
And,
grass
like,
out.
when it's raining heavily, they can't open it because the grass will get ruined.
Yeah,
Sort of one of the things that they're wholly reliant. Their entire revenue stream
yeah,
depends on the quality of the grass.
yeah. For well, unless you go to like a shooting range.
A crazy golf.
Oh, I love crazy golf, but that's just AstroTurf, isn't it? Normally.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So that one was yours. One. What was the fact or myth, Booker again? So the
Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than humans.
it's funny that because they're 30 times bigger as well. Hmm. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, right. So this one you probably read while looking through the same source as me, but animals can experience time differently from humans. Fact or myth?
Fact.
How do you know it's a fact?
Because I heard something about hummingbirds before. I seen like a nature documentary about hummingbirds. You know the way they're really fast, but to them they're moving at like just
Mhm.
normal speed. They're not
I
moving really fast.
you've also heard this one from me in the past as well. It is true, and I've told you the story about this one as well. It's basically it's time. This is where I get nerdy. Time is relative to you. So
Yep.
if you're doing science at school and you're doing about general relativity and time stuff like that, listen up. Time is relative to you, and the reason for that is it's partly to do with the speed that you're traveling. But everyone on the Earth is traveling at approximately the same speed, so the time wouldn't really change that much. However, in a different planet like Jupiter, you'd experience time differently to what you would on Earth and stuff like that. If you move closer to a black hole, you experience time differently to everyone moving away. If you travel at the speed of light and then time moves slowly, but the way that we perceive time is defined by our processing speed in our brain. Now, the birds and dogs and all that sort of stuff, they have smaller brains than humans and they process things at a different speed. So, birds, being your hummingbird, the smaller the animals, the
Yeah.
smaller their brain is and it processes differently. So, the smaller the animal, the slower they see time. If you get like a standard definition TV, so 720p, let's say, like really old, we're
Hmm.
not talking about full HD or anything, we're talking about an old TV and you put, say, The Matrix on, to them, that film is taking forever. They're just
Yeah.
sitting there going, when the fuck is he going to move? Because they experience time differently to us. Time is relative to each person. The older you get as well, the different that you experience time. So children experience time far slower than what elderly people experience time because their brain is processing things far quicker so
Yeah.
it can process more, which slows time down. Whereas the elderly, their brain slow down, they experience things quicker because it's all happening at once and their brain can't keep up. Bit of
And probably
random,
whatever you're doing activity wise as well. I know when
yeah,
you're like you're just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, time goes really slowly.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when you're busy doing stuff, it goes faster.
yeah. It's to do with the processing speed of your brain. In fact, I'll read out what the actual thing from the source that I found was. To smaller animals, the world around them moves more slowly compared to humans. Salamanders and lizards, for example, experience time more slowly than cats and dogs. This is because the perception of time depends on how quickly the brain can process the incoming information. So yeah. So like I
Hmm.
say, if you've got a bird watching the Matrix, when the fuck is that going to move? They're going, come on. And that's why a fly, actually, when you try to get a fly and it moves at the
Yeah.
last second,
Uh-huh.
it's because to them you're moving in slow motion to swish them. So they're just
You're like
standing there
glacial.
going, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Ah,
Psych.
I thought you had me. Ah. And that's like a bee going out the window. How they get to the window and they go, you thought I was going to go out, didn't you? Round I
Bees
go.
never go out a window.
Exactly, because they know.
They're
They're
they're dumb
watching
as
you watch
shit. They
them.
just go hit the window.
They do hit doink, 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 doink. Jesus
Will you
Christ.
stop it? You've tried that one already.
Even when it's open, they still go to the glass
Yeah.
panel in the middle. Just go to the left. Just
Weird.
like,
There has to be a reason for that as well.
there probably is. I watched a bee fly into this room when he went to fly out the way it came in, and the window was open, and it just kept bouncing off the
Hmm.
open window and bounced back in. And I thought, what is going on here? Get out! But yeah, so that one is true. Animals experience time differently to humans, and as an extension of that,
Good old
humans also
animals.
experience time differently to each other. Right, shall we move on to gaming news then?
Tech news.
So yeah, tech news. I always say gaming news. It's because I've got it on
Yeah.
my notes and I just haven't changed actual notes. So this is tech news of the week. This is where we look at a few stories that's happened throughout this week and we discuss them in terms of technology, gaming, and advancements and stuff like that. So, Spooker, would you like to start us off?
Okay. This week in the tech news, this one is from BBC Technology News,
So, all the
and
links that I've sent you today are all from BBC, I think, apart from one.
okay, so everything's from the BBC. So
Yeah, because they're
we'll
trustworthy.
we'll
Took
we'll
that Donald
reserve
Trump.
judgment on whether this is real or not. A judge has ruled that Meta does not have a monopoly on Instagram or WhatsApp acquisitions.
This is true, and I know, as you mentioned earlier, this was a while back that Meta bought out. Meta, for those of you who don't know, are the people who own Facebook. Meta,
Yeah,
well, Facebook owns Meta technically because Facebook was there first, but name change and all that crap. They bought out Instagram and WhatsApp, didn't they, a while back, and
yeah.
it was a big news.
Over a
And
decade ago, Loans.
was it
Over
over
a
a decade
decade
ago?
ago. So it says in the
God, I'm
article.
old. Why'd you do that to me? But I grew up on SMS Messenger. MSN Messenger, not SMS as well. That's text messaging. MSN
When I
Messenger.
got my
Remember that?
first phone, you couldn't send SMS text messages, Loans.
You could on the first, very first ones. What are you on about? Landlines.
You could you could send them, but you couldn't actually send them. They weren't designed for what they're used for now.
Oh no, no, no. You couldn't send like emojis and stuff. It was
No.
you'd press right and would be 155 111. I think that's what you'd have to press to. Is that right? I think I'm just picturing the keyboard in my head. I'm sure it'd be 155 111 to right hand. But
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, it's really sad that I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you'd actually have to send, and there's only so many characters that you could use, wasn't there? You couldn't, otherwise it
it
would
was like
charge you like
140 characters per message. That was the maximum amount of message. If you want to
yeah,
send more than that, you had to send two messages.
because we now have MMS, don't we, which is multimedia service. Yeah,
Don't even really use that. You don't use text or messages really
we
anymore. It's
do. We
all,
use RCS now.
yeah, but it's all online based. It's all used
Yeah.
on your data. It's all like on Wi-Fi or 5G or 4G.
That's not true. You can turn that off. And
No, I know you can turn it off and still send SMSs. That's, yeah,
because
for sure.
I have to
But
do that
like,
on my father-in-law's phone because he
yeah,
doesn't connect his phone half the time. But yeah, it's a very different situation. But anyway, back to the story. Uh, so what this is, for those of you who don't know what monopolizing is, it prohibits any one company from buying all the other companies out because they'll create a monopoly where it's anti-competitive. So no one can compete with that company because they're too big. And that's what the worry
yeah.
was with this. Just thought I'd explain that to the audience while you
It
explain the
was, it
story.
was the claim was brought against Meta by the Federal Trade Commission,
Hmm.
which is like the sort of people who look after monopolies and stuff in
Look after
America.
them. You can earn
Yeah,
all the money you like. We'll look after. Just give us
yeah,
that
yeah,
cut.
yeah, yeah,
Send it over
yeah.
here. Go
So
on.
they sued Meta in 2020,
Yeah.
claiming that the company secured a monopoly on in social media by purchasing the rivals.
Yeah. They did try to buy. I was thinking about this after you said it earlier. They did try and buy Discord at one point, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
But I don't think Discord sold it to them in the end, or someone else bought them. Or
No, because you'd see it would say Meta on it, and you'd be paying
yeah, that's true.
for to get ad free.
Yeah, that's true actually. Um, but
That's weird, actually.
what?
Instagram, they bought Instagram for $1 billion,
Yeah,
but they bought WhatsApp for $19 billion.
yeah.
I would have thought that Instagram would have been worth more than WhatsApp.
WhatsApp is a standard thing on pretty much every Android phone now, whereas
That's pretty much
Instagram
standard
isn't.
on every phone now. Like,
They're both installed, but everybody uses. What WhatsApp is worth a lot more, especially for the data that it holds on people, because
hmm,
cookies and all that sort of stuff. I know Meta says that they don't listen to your chat and all that sort of stuff, like WhatsApp says that. It's debatable because they still store it, they just don't listen to it.
yeah.
It's but they could do it. It's very controversial at the moment. But
The
yeah,
only reason that they got away with it is because of TikTok and YouTube,
yeah, because they're such especially YouTube, but
because they're
YouTube is owned
huge.
by who?
Google,
And what did I tell you earlier about Google?
they own everything.
They are, yeah, Google have lost the lawsuit to in terms of their browsers and basically the search engines of Google, and now because of that, Apple might be using Safari because of the 50 billion. But that's a different news story, and when that comes out, we'll probably
Yep.
cover that. It hasn't actually like been confirmed yet, so yeah,
It was like
right.
the same when Microsoft lost their case years ago because they used to bring out their Windows PCs
Yeah,
with Internet Explorer on them,
they
and all
still
the
do.
other companies took. Yeah, but you don't have to use it now.
Yeah, because they
When you
got
install
Google
Windows
Chrome,
for the first
Firefox.
time, it asks you which browser you want to use, and
Yeah,
it'll go and download it now.
it's still set to IE automatically or whatever it's
Oh
called. It's
yeah, it
called something
says
else
it
now.
says on the screen that your default browser is this, but you can pick from any of these browsers, and you
Yeah,
can just pick one and it'll install it.
yeah. Yeah, because I use Windows, I'm not a big fan of Linux because I can't. It's Linux, in my opinion, is a better operating system, but it's so much faff having to do everything,
Yeah.
and there's not as much support for it now. So yeah, same with Linux, you can change all your operating system and all that kind of crap on it. But yeah, let's move on anyway. So this one was a good one. So this is a man who cryogenically froze his wife. He sparked a debate after getting a brand new partner. So cryogenically freezing someone, it's a myth, by the way, it is a myth, and I'll say it, that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen because he died around 6 months or something before cryogenically
Yeah.
freezing was actually available. Like it, so it's a myth with him. He's not frozen.
I
Um,
think it was just his penis they froze.
See, this one's not exactly a tech advancement, but it is to do with technology because cryogenically freezing is technology. So this is Guy Junmin. He decided to freeze his wife Zan Wenlian's. I apologize if I pronounced that completely wrong, which I probably have.
Yeah,
Body
probably.
after she died of lung cancer in 2017, aged 49, which isn't old at all, making her China's first cryogenically preserved person. But after an interview in 2020, it was revealed that he's actually. Oh God, I've lost my train of thoughts. So he'd been no right, but after an interview recently, this November just gone, the one now that we're
Yeah.
living in, it was revealed that he'd been dating someone since 2020, which is 3 years after he froze his wife.
Uh-huh.
So you have to question that a bit because if you've cryogenically frozen somebody, you're expecting that they're going to be revived at a later date.
Yeah.
But then he's got
Yeah.
a new partner. Me and Mary have this discussion actually because we always thought, because we're both Christian, as you know,
Uh-huh.
and they say like till death do you part, but then Christians believe that once you get up to heaven, your loved ones will be there waiting for you, including your partners.
Yeah.
So if you're let's say if your partner dies before you, and then you find someone new, who's going to be waiting for you up in heaven? It's going to be a
Everybody, and
really
it's a whole
awkward.
big
It's going to be a
or a
really
whole big
awkward
orgy, one or the
conversation.
other.
Well, yeah, but if you've got married twice because of bereavement, like if you're a widow or something like
Yeah,
that, and then you get up to heaven, they're both going to be sitting there going, "Excuse me, or which one?
yeah.
Uh,
Or they could
hello."
have like made it a trouble instead of a couple.
Yeah, but that's not fair on everyone
2025.
else. That's not heaven then, because every single guy is going to be sitting there going, "Why has he got five? I've got this one. I've put up with her for my entire life, and he's got five different ones for each day of the week." That would mean that Mormonism is the way forward.
Maybe, maybe.
But yeah, it's sort of like if you're expecting it to be brought back, do you reckon he just made the promise to her before she died? Like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then she died, and he thought, shit, I've got to actually do this. He had
Or
no
is she
intention
actually
of.
cryogenically frozen?
Oh, what you reckon he just stuck her in the freezer?
Yeah.
His hand sticking
She's in a
out.
chest freezer in his
Yeah,
garage, like.
that's what I mean. His hand sticking out of it. But yeah, so that one is the story of a man who cryogenically froze his wife and then decided to get with somebody else. Would you like to read our last thing, last
Yeah,
news
this
story?
is it's unusual to hear these people in the news.
Oh, hang on, we've got two.
Nvidia,
We've got two more.
Nvidia
Yeah, go on.
shares rise after strong results ease AI bubble concerns. So there you go.
Hang on, my phone's
So,
being a bit funny. Give me a second. I need to get the notes up for it. Yeah,
oh,
I
your
got it. I got
phone's
it.
being
I got
funny.
it.
Yeah. So the people who make the little chips, Nvidia, they have a stronger than expected revenues for this year after eased investor concerns about heavy artificial intelligence
Hmm.
spending that have unsettled markets.
Yeah. So what this story actually is basically there's a lot of controversy over AI at the moment because of all the bots that like you mentioned it the other week. I don't know if it's a podcast. I mean, you're talking how the bots in China had gone on
Yeah,
strike
they went
because
on
of working
strike.
conditions. Like that's because they learn from human nature and stuff, and
Yeah.
AIs are breaking their own coding for self-preservation. So there's certain AI bots in America and other places and China and whatever. And what they're doing is basically their programming states that if they can be shut down at any point. Some of the AIs have found ways around that coding and obstruct that command of code so you can't
Hmm.
terminate them and they're developing and learning and stuff like that. So it's quite scary time for AI. And
Yeah.
Nvidia basically have added security features onto their AI chips. So most GPUs that are coming out lately and CPUs, they've got more cores and they've got AI integration to them, so they're stronger for AIs. Before you had single thread processing, and now you've got multi-thread processing. That's what a Threadripper is by AMD. Let's say multiple cores does multiple different things, which is meant for
Yeah.
AI. So Nvidia have basically added more security protocols and said no, this can't happen. So the people that were holding off investing into AI because of these concerns or whatever have listened to the CEO, Mr. Huang, which is I can't remember his first name. I just know this article says Mr. Huang. So he's basically alleviated these concerns and said this can't happen. So all the investors have gone, take my money now, because the
Yep.
new chips from AMD are absolutely incredible. Which it is to do
Yep.
with the
We.
GPUs, not the CPUs, by the way, for this one.
And
So
I'll just say now, we don't know who struck first, but we know it was us that darkened the sky. That was Morpheus from the Matrix.
yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell is going on about then?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Um,
Did none of
yeah.
these people watch Terminator
So you mean Matrix?
or the Terminator?
Well, the Terminator's got AI too, because that's what the Terminator is, artificial
Yeah.
intelligence. Or the little boy from the 2000 movie, AI. Is it 2000? Something like
AI.
that. Anyway, but yeah, so it basically means that Nvidia, that are already a $1 trillion company, which we discussed in, was it 2 weeks ago?
Two
With
weeks
the
ago.
Nvidia made that article.
Yeah.
Um, they've now got even more money, basically, which isn't good for Intel. We don't want Nvidia. to completely dominate the market in this way, especially for
But didn't
people who.
they invested hugely in Intel, so Intel's not really going to be affected hugely by them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, it's AMD that it's bad news for, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because Nvidia have some amazing GPUs coming out soon,
yeah. And
like really,
Intel will
really good
probably
GPUs.
just at some stage just be absorbed into Nvidia.
The problem is though, a good GPU these days is like $3,000 if you want to get the best GPU,
Yeah.
which is just absolutely ridiculous for a GPU.
Yeah, but
So
that's why you'd be hoping for like a price war
my advice to
between
gamers and stuff,
Nvidia and AMD and stuff.
my advice to gamers who want to build a PC and stuff at the moment is stick with your 3050s and 3060s. If you're lucky enough, get a 4050, 4060. Don't go for the 50 series because it's a really terrible launch that they give. They're way too
Yeah.
expensive, and the price to performance ratio just doesn't justify the price right. If you've got a 4090, don't upgrade to a 50 series. Wait for the 60 series to come out because it's not
Yeah.
going to be.
I
I know.
I I'm running a 90 series right now.
Yes, Walker doesn't. Walker's not a big. He's not a PC builder. Let's say he doesn't
Nah.
understand
Or a
about
PC
GPUs
gamer.
and things. And also, the problem is with it is the price of GDDR5 RAM is just through the roof. You can get a good M.2 NVMe drive, but you just can't get a good RAM for a decent price anymore. Not
Yeah.
GDDR5 anywhere. But yeah, anyway, moving on from there because I'm being way
That's
too
weird
rambling
because
now.
that's the same sort of commentary that I'm hearing from the prostitution market.
Oh, it is. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you can't get a decent ramming for a good price anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gonna have to cut that out of the podcast. Thanks, Worker.
Yep.
Anyway, right. So the last story is novelist because this is related to the last one. Novelists are worried that AI could replace them. So recently, AIs have been creating stories using AI, and they have been very good stories. And you've seen it on the interweb
Yeah.
where people they're releasing AI. So the Linkin Park one where they released it with Chester Bennington's voice, where it's
Mm,
I was screaming but no one heard my cries. That one. I'm not going to sing it because, as you know, I can't fucking sing.
no.
Um,
No, please
but
don't.
it sounds just like him, and there are stories being created through AI. There was children. South Park take the piss out of it. Children handed in essays that are written by AI and Chat GPT and stuff. Who went down the other day due to an error. But we don't have time to discuss that one on the podcast today.
No.
But yeah, so novelists are basically saying that 97% of novelists were extremely negative about the notion of AI writing complete novels, which 40% of them said AIs already hit the income they'd received because they're not getting as much money because you can just press a button now and a full novel's been
Yeah, but
written.
about 40% of them said that AI had already hit the income they received from other work.
Yeah.
What,
Right.
like,
This
other
is
than the books that they're writing or just other novels that they have written in the past?
no. What it is so it's affected. AIs are affecting their income overall. So because most novelists, not everybody is J.K. Rowling. They're not all going to make millions and
No.
millions of pounds. So most of them have to get other jobs whilst they write novels because it's just I think from every if you buy a book for 20 quid, let's say, or 20 euros, the actual author gets about 20 cents or 20p from that book. The rest is
Yeah.
publishers and stuff like that. So it's not a great income being a novelist. I don't know the exact how much they get. This is just what I
It's
remember
probably
speaking.
negotiated per. It's probably negotiated by
Yeah, I
the
remember
writer, I suppose.
I remember speaking to an author, quite a famous author when I was younger. But then he was telling us for every like £10 that we spent on a book, he got 7 pence. So I'm just like working out inflation and
Yeah.
stuff in my head, and that's where I've gone with the.
No, but the likes of say like Stephen King or something, he can probably command a better cut from it. Like you're buying
Yeah,
a Stephen King novel for like 20 quid, he might get a quid out of it
he could do, but I don't know
because
because
he'd be in demand from the different publishing houses. So if he got writes a novel like
if
say
he writes one now,
it,
like fair play to him. The geezer's what, like nearly
yeah,
80. But yeah, he probably is negotiable in that sense. But it's still
because
not.
like if say
He's one
Penguin,
that wouldn't have a separate job though, is he? Because he's already a very successful novelist.
yeah,
Most novels you see in Waterstones or a bookstore, they're they're publishers or the authors aren't really on that good of a wage. That's why you get a lot of bands saying, "Oh, well, we need more money for our albums because the record companies are taking it all." It's very similar with novelists as well.
Yeah.
And
Same with
I
all art
quite,
forms, I suppose, except
I
for
know, I know that
drawing.
you are a fan of audiobooks. I prefer paper. I've shown you my Terry Pratchett collection before
I was only a fan of audiobooks for a
when you
certain
couldn't
amount of
see.
time when I couldn't
Yeah,
see,
like
and I needed my books. So
I can tell you now, when I went to university and stuff, I had the choice of audiobooks or written on paper
mm.
or reading it on my computer, and I still prefer the written context of it. I just do. I prefer paper and pen. Call me old fashioned, but that's what I like. It's
I
personal
have an
preference.
ebook reader now, but that's just for ease of structural integrity of my house because of the amount of books that I did have.
It's you.
It was just like that's
You,
ridiculous. I can't have this many. I can't have this much paper in one place. It's like an accident waiting to happen.
you
One
should meet
spark and this
Mary's
whole
mom.
place.
In fact, you
One
will.
spark and this whole place has gone up.
Yeah. When you meet Mary's mom, ask her about her books. And that sounds so weird. But Mary's going on a date
First
with
time.
Stalker
So
and
anyway, how about your books?
but yeah, so that's the story. AI novel.
First sentence out of my mouth is that's gonna be the
How are those
first
books?
sentence out of my mouth.
She'll probably ask you where a bookshop is. But yeah, so this is novelists are worried about AI because it will impact on their careers, and it's something that it's a much wider category than this. AI can affect a lot of jobs, and it does need looking into. But we're going to end
Yes.
the podcast there because we've gone over yet again. We always do this. We're about an
Yay.
hour long. But yeah, for everyone that has been watching, will watch, possibly watch, and can watch, thank you very much for watching. We have been
Thanks
Approach
everybody.
and Continue. Remember to check out our other channels. So we got the Facebook, the Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. I've never used Twitter. Discord,
No.
YouTube, and did I
Blue
miss any?
sky.
Blue Sky. That's the one I missed. Damn it! I meant to add Blue Sky onto it earlier. But yeah, I edited it all earlier. You need to be on the PC to do it. But yeah, so remember to check
Yeah.
out our other channels. Remember to like and subscribe. If you've watched this far, just hit that little thumbs up, hit that little
Yeah.
like, hit that little subscribe. It's all good. Thank you so
Leave us a
much for
comment.
putting the.
Let us know what you think of it.
That just comes up as a weird green and purple football on my screen. That does. It's more good to
Yeah.
put something into the Twitch chat, and it's yeah, it's just that spinning around the screen there.
Because
Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, oh, remember as well, whatever podcast app you're listening to, remember to leave a like, a review. Remember to follow us on that. So we're on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. It might take a little
yep.
bit to search for our stuff. I did
Oh,
try it the other day. I found it eventually, but I do like to check on it. But yeah, so that's week 12 of Talking on the Couch complete. I've been Lonesism, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening slash morning.
and I've been Sporka. Enjoy whatever time you're currently in. Past, present, future, whichever.